Hi class, welcome to our week 7 discussion. Almost done, that's exciting. So our week 7 discussion, what are you learning? So I'm going to provide 2 to 3 aspects of the strategy process and what I'm learning, and then tie it into at least one learning outcome that's related to me as a leader. So I think I'm going to start with one aspect that I feel like we started learning at the very beginning and are continuing to learn. And me personally, I'm continuing to learn the value of it is the scanning process. I think honestly what I'm learning about the scanning process is that it can be done or completed like the same way across so many different leadership styles and career paths, but also so differently at the same time. For example, so like I'm an athlete and my scanning process would look different than, let's say, someone who's a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer. For me, my scanning process would look something like if I'm working on a specific event in terms of looking for trends, I'd be looking for things, certain cues that are working for me, are helping the event connect with me mentally and physically. And I would also be looking for trends that, maybe that's not what I need to be focusing on right now. So my scanning process was definitely something. It's almost it's like an initial reaction, I guess. You get you kind of get the results a lot quicker than, let's say, if I was a lawyer or an attorney, and my scanning process would look more of like, the trends you would be looking for would be, connecting pieces together that would, let's say, make the person you're defending seem more innocent or what have you. So I think, in terms of if I were a lawyer, your scanning process would be a little bit more drawn out, whereas an athlete, your scanning process is kind of something that you do every single day, and you can do it in so many different events, so many different reasons you're doing it or what have you. So yeah, the scanning process to me is just something that's so universal and something that you can use over and over again. I definitely think it's the biggest tool that I'm going to take away from this course moving on in the future. Another aspect of the strategy process I'm learning, this is, I guess, a more of a general learning, a general thing that I've figured out throughout this course, and it's that I feel with the strategy process, and maybe it's just because we've been doing it this way this whole course, that working in groups seems to be something that's beneficial. I know in one of our readings, it talks about, I think it was week 6, it talked about, or it was one of the research said that it was actually found that working in groups had more of a negative impact on the strategy process, where I feel that being able to lean on someone and bounce ideas off of someone, make the strategy process just kind of move a lot smoother. And I feel like you can, when you get more brains on it, it's easier to move through that strategy process, correctly the first time. I definitely know in this course we've had, some confusing assignments here and there, and if it wasn't for, my 2 other people that I'm working with in the group, I'm not sure if I would have gotten to, I wouldn't have done the assignment correctly the first time. So in terms of kind of relating this to myself as a leader, I think it's definitely just shows me that, one, as a leader, I enjoy working with other people. I even if I was in a leadership position, I was let's say at the top of an organization, I would still definitely love to not make the decisions completely on my own, be able to go through a scanning process with coworkers or peers, what have you, and I feel like it would just make the strategy process as a whole just more beneficial. So that's what I've learned so far. It's week 7. Yeah, so it's exciting.